How's it going, everybody? GTB Crypto. Hope you're doing well. I am drinking my morning coffee and just going over the Bitcoin chart here. So, good morning to you, good afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. So, let's go ahead and start off. I like to look at it on the daily just to obviously compare the days. It's easy to compare one day to another. And then we'll zoom out all the way out to the monthly and then zoom back in, starting from the daily, zooming into the hour. So on the daily, these past few days have been kind of fun, if you will. Let's see. Let's take a snapshot there. So over the past few months, we've been seeing these lows kind of form. And right now, we have these two highs right here. And it broke this high a couple days ago, and we got a lovely golden cross right there on the daily 20 and 55 EMA lines. So what's happening now? We got a little drop in support from the 20 EMA, but we're finding support on the 55 right there. Looks like it's getting rejected a little bit, so hopefully we see the candle wick back up above this line here on the 20 EMA and then kind of continue on, but we'll see. When we zoom in on the hourly chart and the 4-hour chart, we'll take a look closer to see kind of where that might be headed. But for right now, I mean, it hasn't dropped down below, right? We're keeping this structure here on the lows. So even if this comes down, let's see, where's an area of interest right there. Even if it comes down below to here and, you know, does something, it still would create this higher low. You see that? So that's still a positive sign there. Let's take a look. So let's zoom out to the weekly, and then we'll get back to the daily and the hourly. So I've already set up my fibs. As you can see, I do have the chart on a logarithmic scale. However, I do prefer to have the fibs on the regular scale. And over time, I think you'll understand why I do that as compared to the log scale. But anyway, just want to take a look here on the weekly. We have this interesting pattern coming on. So people have been freaking out. I've been watching all the YouTube channels about this right here. This little horizontal pattern, if you will, on the EMAs is scaring the heck out of people apparently, because we don't know where to go. It's a bona fide crab market. There's no bear, there's no bull. It's just a sideways little pinch, pinch, pinch. I'll draw a crab. 1, 2. How many legs do crabs have? I know spiders have 8, right? And they have claws. Crab, crab, crab. Happy face. Yay. Oh. Yay. Happy face. Okay, so crab market. This is a crab. There you go. For anybody watching the video. Okay, so we have a sideways movement. The unfortunate part is that it kind of looks like we're getting a little bit of a tweezer top. It just went straight up, and now it's coming straight back down, but it's not concurrent candles, I should say. So that's positive, question mark. You know, we'll see where it goes, but right now it did on the weekly, unlike the daily. The daily has a golden cross. On the weekly, we did drop the support on the 20, and like I said, it wicked down, but it rejected the 55 so far, and let's see if it can push back up and remain bullish over the 20 EMA right there. We'll see. We have a little bit of ways to go, and you can kind of see here on my fibs. So you can see the fibs that I like: the 25, 2618, and the 2702, and you can just see how well it's kind of ranged in here. It hit the 2702. It's coming back down, and it looks like it might be around the 2414, possibly. Actually, let's try that out. We'll try it on the chart and see if that pans out. If there's something to it, then I will leave it. So I'll do that. We'll do it together. 2414. Let's see. What color should I do? Does it matter? No, let's leave it blue for now. Look at that. That's pretty nice. Looks like it just barely was coming off and finding support on the 2414. So I'll probably keep this around. I'll probably change the color. But these are the three main fibs that I like to use right there. Anyway, let's zoom out on the monthly because I know some people were freaking out on the monthly. There we go. Because of the wicks. Candle wicks. Okay, screenshot. Boom. So we have these low wicks right here. And people were freaking out. But it did come back after this high. And everybody was freaking out. And it came back up, set a new high, so we have a high, a higher high, and it made this low. Looks like a little happy face there. Let's delete that. And then what happened? We got a low here that is also a higher low. So positive, right? We have our higher high, boop, and a lower low. Look at these candles though. Look at these wicks right here. None of them closed below the 20 EMA. That's some pretty strong support. Good job to the bulls, keeping the bears away from that 20 EMA. And it looks like this last month here, they did a decent job, but right now in April, the bears are coming back. So let's see if it touches back on the 20 EMA. We can kind of speculate on this right here. Let's see if it comes back down and gets rejected, or if it comes back down, wicks again, and rolls over. So we'll see there. But yeah, I saw quite a few people saying, oh no, it crossed, and you know, these right here, that it crossed the 20, but it didn't end, and it set a new sort of pattern here. And right now it looks like it's finding support on this 2414. So I'm going to keep that guy around for a little while. Anyway, so that's big picture. Let's go back to the daily and then start zooming in again. Because here on the daily, if you spotted it at the very beginning, you can see that the 20 and 55 EMAs, let me just show you here, the 20 and the 55, they did form a nice little golden cross on the daily chart. So we saw on the weekly chart, it had that sort of horizontal price movement. Let me take a screenshot here. On the weekly, you'll recall that it was kind of like this, right? And that makes sense if we look at this pattern here. But on the daily, we have this golden cross, boom, right there, going this way. So it looks like it's trying to make up its mind, hopefully in the next few days, as to where it would go. Let's zoom in. And check this out. I was thinking originally maybe we would find a support base here at the 20 EMA on the daily, but we definitely broke that because we had this resistance here, and this kind of follows, what line is this? The 2.5. And now after breaking that, we have resistance on the 2.4. I'm going to try something out. I'm going to lay down another fib real quick just to see on the local top if there are any, what do you call it, overlapping lines, you know, any sort of, I am a bit of a perfectionist, so I like to set it right as close as I can. There you go. You're watching this in real time. Okay, so where are we seeing overlaps? We are seeing overlaps here. We're seeing overlaps definitely here where we're at right now. Look at this. The 382, this right here, and the 2618 overlapping pretty strongly. And then the 236, that, you know, that actually might be a decent support right there. Look at where this is. Look at this right here. Look at this wick. Boop. That's a pretty good. So that might be on a bigger picture, turning this into support where it was originally some resistance here. You see what I'm saying? So that would be an interesting play. I would not take financial advice for myself. I'm just looking at stuff and see, you know, kind of communicating what I see, but I wouldn't put any money on this. I'm just kind of figuring this out as we go along. But yeah, look at this. If it comes down, if it drops support for the 55, I mean, it's not really good news, but at the same time, you could find support here and then kind of retrace back up, right? So it would be kind of cool to find sort of retrace back to the 5 of this local top here and local bottom, which would put it close to the 3, but a nice full retrace to this would be really cool. You see what I'm saying? So if we were to do it on a timeline, if you will, let's go ahead and erase all of this. If we had to go like predict the future, which I would not recommend, we drop down here, we start rejecting, and we find support, right? We kind of have an impulsive here to the 5-0. Maybe come down, turn this into support, and come back up, and then, you know, play around with this fib here, which would be, and maybe some bouncing around between the 618 and the 3 of the bigger. So come back up, and then boom, we hit the 3-5 and the 786. Ultimately, what would be fantastic is if we found a new high at the full 4236 extension up here. That would be phenomenal. So over the course of 2022, you know, just kind of wiggle our way up, obviously come back down, you know, not a straight line, but up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, some people say going up the stairs. You know, it's not a straight line. You're going up and sideways and down and all that, and retracing back. So that would be kind of cool. But on that short term, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some points of support down here. So this is going to be an interesting range. I don't know if some of you are day traders, but this would be a good range to look at. Let's just zoom in on the 4 hour just to kind of see how the rest of the day. Oh, look at that. It just crossed. Looks like it just crossed here just a little bit ago, on the couple candles ago. That's interesting. So we can kind of see, screenshot. This is that low down here, the higher low, and then here we are. So you see this high, and it got broken up here. So positive, positive. Very cool. Okay, zooming in. Yeah, this kind of reinforces we lost support here. We got a death cross on the 4 hour. So I could see this being that support that I talked about earlier. Look at that. That's kind of a natural. If we can make this into support as opposed to, you know, sort of a resistance here, and then come back up, that would be really cool. That would be awesome. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay. And let's just look at the 1 hour. Awesome. Awesome possum, as we used to say as kids, little hooligans. Zoom out. Okay. So we see on the hourly, we're seeing a cross as well. Okay. So we might see a downturn for the next few days, but ultimately, going back to the daily, if I had to make some sort of guess, I guess, or prediction, this is optimistic right here. This is what's keeping me honest. If I want to use that, it's probably gonna, you know, come back down, but I don't see the dailies really kind of looping back and forth very often. You see what I'm saying? It's probably it has to come back up, but that's my guess. Anyway, I've gone long. That's what I would keep an eye on. You know, short term in the hourly time frame, 4 hours, it might be kind of depressing, but then big picture on the daily, even on the weekly. The weekly's in the middle ground, so I wouldn't pay attention to that right now. The daily and then zoomed in, smaller is where it's at. Anyway, I appreciate it, and I guess we'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll see what happens today. Woo! Take care.